He didn't have the minutes with that, Tom? Didn't
Well,
have the minutes with that?
I have got to look at that.
I was gonna call the budget meeting to order while they
Go ahead.
got there. I'm gonna call the budget meeting to order while they, Robbie brought in a cake. So the budget committee, I'm gonna call the roll. I see Lee is here. Shane had to leave just a minute ago, he got called out. Greg Nivens here, Randall Boswell here, Geraldine Walker. Here. Yeah, Lee, yeah, I got you. We approve the minutes of the meeting held, June 10th. Greg made a motion. Randall second, any discussion? All four say aye. Aye. All four. All right, we have the budget amendment. I'll let Tommy go over it. You guys should have the budget amendment in front of you.
Okay, it's general fund amendment number 11. And just some year-end changes that I had to make. Had some insurance, I went through and reviewed where we were on every account percentage-wise and make sure that we have enough in those line items to cover for the rest of the year. We have county buildings, other equipment, that was a ALBA grant for $6,000. The library gift, that was, the original gift was $25,000, but that $460 was something that was spent on, I think, mulch or something like that around the area, or whatever. Property assessor, office supplies, so just minor changes on that. Down on the jail medical insurance, we had originally budgeted enough, but when I was making my entries last time I miskeyed it and took too much of it away, so I had to put some back on that. And then there was a $2,000 local health service charge. And most of those, if you'll look down below on decrease of expenditures, they're taken back out of the same major category. And then there's a couple reserves that we use some of the money for, out of our reserve funds, like the hotel motel. We did the grant match that everybody voted on the other day. For the chamber. The grant match for the chamber, that's in there, $2,250. If y'all have any questions, you can review it and ask me.
Any questions on that?
No, make a motion to approve.
Randall makes a motion, approve, or here second. Geraldine second, any discussion on it?
I didn't hear, I'm sorry, I didn't hear everything that went on there.
And that come out of the what now, the 225?
I'm sorry, what?
I mean, 2,250 come out right.
Come out of the hotel motel, that's for the grant match for the chamber, for tourism match.
And that's come out of the hotel motel.
Yeah.
And that can be used for that.
Tourism, yes.
That's as a tourism grant.
Where did it move up to? I'm sorry.
What's that?
It moved up to where in here?
Uh,
I see where you took it out down here,
Third line from the
decrease.
bottom.
That was the decrease in the reserve.
I don't know, did I miss it?
The increase,
I don't see where it went in the increase, I see where it come out of the decrease. Where did it go in?
I may not have done it correctly. Cause there should be an offset for each one of them.
Yeah. Sorry,
No, I'm glad you saw that.
I shouldn't have.
I just did it, so, I haven't got to look back over it. I tell you what. The 7,650. That's a new decrease, that wasn't happening. I would need to put it in, 5,900,339 for grant match. But that's what's gonna have to happen is the 7,650 will have to increase by 2,250. If y'all want me to just work on it and bring it back on the 20th, that's fine.
Can we just
Yeah.
not approve it for now then?
Yeah, that's up to
Yeah, I
us.
would.
I think that'd be better.
What do we need to do on that? See.
That way
Just scratch it.
You can either approve it with changes or just wait and wait till I pass.
So we're just waiting for changes, okay.
You,
Yeah, we're
you
gonna wait.
wanna make, Randall, do you wanna back your motion up to approve it with the changes, or do you
I just scratched my motion.
scratch your motion, reread on the 20th?
We'll do it on the 20th.
So just take the budget amendment off the table. So no budget amendment. Or scratch, any old or new business.
Yeah, I do some old business. I got on the property, Stephen, we got I got hit up by somebody about it. We've, on the surplus part of the property, are we on shaky ground, purchasing commercial property? I know we can buy, we bought commercial property, but it had a purpose for it. You know, it's already set out, like for the, like for the ambulance service or for, I don't know. Yeah, but commercial's different from industrial development. I know we can legally purchase property for industrial development. And I called the commissioner last night from Cookville, and she said, yeah, they buy all sorts of property, but you're gonna have to have a specified designation for that property. So for, $432,000 just to speculate out here and pull it off the tax rate, and they'll just sit there idle. I'm not sure, but we need to call somebody to find out though, if we're legally allowed to do that.
The
Because it's
448.
commercial property. Yeah, the 448, because it's commercial property, we can't buy a property and hope a motel can come to it, or hope a grocery store can come on it. If just like the same thing, and I don't feel comfortable with it, because if the federal government's doing the same thing, they won't allow you to, if it's not put in the development plan and the whole proposal for it, they weren't allowed to buy it. So if the federal government's not allowed to purchase surplus property, can the county? But I don't know. But I told her to have Ben Rogers call, but I haven't got a
Ben is no longer RC pass through.
Is
We had Lillian
Can we
check
find
it
out on something like that?
We had Lillian check it out.
And we can buy
It was,
commercial property with no specific reason.
it was passed by Lillian, she signed off on it.
But did we ask that specific question?
Yeah,
Because she may not realize.
yeah. I'm not, see where I'm coming from? It's commercial property, and we never done anything like that before, have we? Since we've been on.
I don't know, is it on commercial?
Yes, it's on commercial. I talked with Neil about it. He said he could change it, and I said, well, you could change it to industrial development, but that's next to a health department now.
About
It will be
everything up
next
to
to health.
bypass or anything like that anymore is commercial.
Pardon?
I said everything up to bypass and on our highway, everything is.
That, I guess that'd be something the planning commission would have to take up and talk about it.
Pardon?
That'd be something the planning commission.
There's some, for somebody, because I got hit pretty hard in the face about it, and I said, well, you know what, I don't know. And I would never, well, the only commercial property we bought here lately, remember we bought the salt mill over here next to the jail, but we incorporated that into the jail over there. And the main reason on that, but it had a purpose, you know, if we had a purpose for it, say, hey, we're gonna build an ambulance service there later, or we're gonna build, we need to have it already set up legally, I think. I don't know.
No, I don't know.
I don't know, so I told him I'd make sure we weren't on shaky ground before we went any further with it.
Personally, I wasn't here, I apologize for that thing, but I voted no on buying that extra. Health department's one thing, but buying that extra 6 acres, because it's kind of locked in there. I don't know what kind of easement we have for, it all have to come off right next to,
There's no use for
a new road there, coming up.
Yeah, we're
Darwin said there's no reason.
There's no easement on that?
Yeah, I'm coming through right up there by the tractor supply.
That's the only easement.
Yeah, you only need one, you just gotta have access.
But if you can't get it
We'll look into that, Greg, on the outside.
Okay,
What
thank
is
you.
the health department on for? They go to the right?
The easement would up the
On the
road,
left.
like he
On the
said.
left?
I looked anywhere, I couldn't find anything that said we could or we couldn't.
Yeah,
But
Would you ask Louis?
I hadn't heard anything about not being able to, but we'll look into it.
we never have, and all I was told that you had to have a designated purpose. It was the commissioner that I talked to in Cook said it had to have a designated purpose. If we're doing the new jail or something like that, it had to be a designated purpose before you could, because we're not allowed to speculate on the taxpayers' dollars. Even though it's a good deal, if there's not a need for it right now, you may have to pay double for it later when there's a need. But for us to go out here and just buy surplus property and take it off the tax record, she said, I do not think you can do that. But she said she'd have 10 calls if you never call.
We're talking to economic development from the state.
Yeah.
They said we can't get anything unless we have land, so they were pushing us to buy land.
For industrial development.
Yeah.
This is commercial property. You can't put a factory out there next to it. And it's already zoned commercial, so you can't put a factory in there.
I don't know if I.
Unless it's previously done like that. You had a factory that was already in town. I'm not sure how it's zoned right there. Or that bottling plant's been there for 100 years.
Yeah.
You got a hotel.
Then you got volunteer phone. But anyway, if we find out.
And if I can say, I understood that we could get an easement from the state for 84, so that would definitely change my vote.
There's a right of way to the bank.
I know we're not gonna do it today, I'm just saying. There's no right-of-way access from 84. He talked to somebody.
Well, there's a little, Neil showed me a little sliver they haven't included in on the map. It goes back there and connect, I don't know if it connects to a road or not. It's just by looking, you can't tell if you look at a map. You're gonna have to sit there
It's a
and,
residential area back there.
Yeah.
Cul-de-sac,
Yeah.
it comes off of that. It's a
Yeah.
circle, but it's a cul-de-sac, the end of that residential street.
that little sliver does.
That's the
Is
only
that why-
that's the back access, that's the only one.
Okay.
That's it.
That's crossing property, private property. They didn't want to hold.
I don't know, you have to look, see.
But
You don't know till you step your feet on it.
The health department didn't want to hold.
they wanted to back
I'm just gonna put it down.
and that was.
Yeah, you have to look at the survey pen and actually see if it's wide enough in the water.
All right, we'll check on that.
Thank you, thank you.
Thanks.
That's all I had. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Give me just a second, let me write this down. All right,
It's not showing any.
Greg makes a motion to adjourn, do I have a second?
I will.
Geraldine second, any questions? All right, all four say aye.
Yeah.
All opposed likewise. Four have it. All four. All right.
I apologize for interrupting your meeting.
No, you didn't. I just wanted to get the budget part out so we can get to our work session. I wasn't trying to be disrespectful to you at all, brother. Yeah, I apologize for that. Anybody on the budget committee wants to go get your cake? I just had to get, I had to just started whenever you.
Want your cake, give you two.
It's terrible, you all want one.
I don't think you get extra. It's not like that. That's a real friend.
You can have half
You can have strawberries.
I said,
Oh, okay.
That's sweet.
We'll get this meeting. It says 0. Why don't we
Start in the beginning.
Everybody got it.
We'll go on the first category, right there you go. First category, revenue tax, rate. There's the tax levy. And then property taxes. So the general fund 101. This is the estimated revenues. Nobody's got anything on the revenue.
Go on page 10.
Page 10 is where we're going to.
Yeah, just start with expenditures.
I'd say it's probably build over revenues, expenditures, county committee.
We'll take whatever we get. Think we're all in agreement for that.
On the revenue part, that, the commissary sales, where does that come from? Was it the jail? Obviously, that's what I thought, but I just want to make sure.
All right, the county commission, the budget's 115. After the social security, state retirement, medical insurance, accounting services, audit services, the communication, the dues and memberships, and the travel, it comes down to 178, 498.
I had to add one on the medical insurance, so you'll see the increase on that. It may not be reflected over in the right, because I had to do that recently. after this was printed.
I'm good on that.
So you think we'll be traveling more this year?
We usually do that.
So we just.
Any of these, TSA, the county commission, they have these memberships that we pay dues to. Y'all can go to any of these meetings that you just wanna go to. Shane's been, to some, I've seen him there. What was that, the county commission?
That thing that they
uh,
have like annually. I forgot what it's called.
CTAS, is it like?
Yeah.
there's
The
a-
new one's required.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For some of these, right?
That's for training.
Yeah.
That's for, that, but then make sure everybody's getting their training online too through the CTAS training, because you're required so many hours.
Yeah, that's what it's called. Shane.
When
It's
did
a
they,
regional
when did they
training.
start that?
That's the regional training, but they have, the county commission,
Just the new.
like we have, the mayor's association, y'all have the county commission association, and they have these regular meetings and things like that too. Gents can go to that, and can be involved in that.
UT's got a site there that you can take them online.
Yeah.
That's the CTAS training, yeah. That's a requirement after, I forget what year, a certain year if you're a county commissioner, but it's encouraged that, anybody can take it. But, we just pay the dues to the county commission association and things like that as well, so, if you can get involved in that, you're more than welcome to.
That medical insurance, that's just our regular Blue Cross Blue Shield insurance that we're paying for our commissioners.
Yes,
Is that, was that 2 or 3 of them?
it'll probably be 4,
Or, that's fine, I'm just curious.
yeah. It's a 7,850 per person.
Okay.
And that's, we had it at 8,100 a person. So that's what the county pays per, up to $8,100 per
What's
year.
the audit services that's in the commission fund?
We're audited by the state comptroller's office.
So we have to pay
And they charge us
them.
this based on
I
our
don't,
population.
I've never.
Y'all don't have to pay them, the county has to pay them for you.
Okay, that's a requirement.
What kind of membership is that? I don't remember you paying me. I graduated.
Membership,
Yeah, it's not to the community, to the commissioners. I've never went to another meeting. All I did go to meet, but I'm home.
let's see now, of the dues, I have to look back and see whether it's out of Stevens or y'all's, but like NACO, NACO, there's, whatever
The county
association,
commission association, they
County
have to do
Commission
that.
Association,
Is it CPAS?
we've always paid it tax, so I'm just saying that maybe y'all have not been aware of it, and we should share it.
That's okay, I mean, I'm doing it. I just
No, that's
didn't
okay.
get-
I can get y'all the ones that we're paying and what they're supposed to provide.
I know the new ones have to do the training and stuff, and I think that's old guys.
Yeah.
Matter anymore.
I'd like a schedule of the meetings too, that they offer.
That they offer? Charlie, he's supposed to come do a work session after county court when we get it.
I'll get emails from him every now and then. He's got your email.
Yeah, so what we could probably do is get y'all hooked up, that be added to the email, and that way they open lines of communication.
Oh, thank you.
In Tennessee County Services, the TCSA.
TCSA, yeah.
Steve, back to the revenue, this is not a lot of money, but, the opiate money, that they said we could put money in our budget out of the opiate funds, for the opiate committee. Is this the time that we need to do that, to transfer some of that money? And I know it's not a lot, but
Well, it's currently in the general fund, but I haven't spent anything. So y'all would just tell me, but that would mean that you wouldn't be using it for your opioid.
It's kinda hard to designate it when you don't know how many meetings you're gonna have, how
we're
much
just
you're
talking
gonna
about the ones we've had for this last year.
pay. But, like,
Are you talking about charging the meetings too?
They said we could out of that, didn't they say we could do that out of the, what's it called? There's two different.
the first funds and there's, yeah, the restricted and unrestricted.
Restricted
But
and,
Yeah.
the unrestricted, they said you could take.
even the unrestricted, it's
Well-
still restricted,
Yeah,
but
but they said you can,
We do that, I can do that at like at the end of the year out of the reserve fund. So,
Pay it back.
that way we can tell how many
It's not
meetings we've
much.
had.
You could,
I mean, I don't wanna take away from that other stuff, but
yeah,
that other stuff can use that money anyway, right?
well, I don't think so. It's either.
Or it's restricted, that's the unrestricted, but it's all restricted.
Yeah.
When you get down to it.
All right, nobody, anybody got anything on the county commission part? The board of equalization, in the county executive's office.
Just had a question on this travel from 3508 to 16,500. Why so much?
That's to cover mileage, if there's any mileage was to come up.
Now, out of travel, there could be a conference,
That's all of it, added together.
mileage. Whatever the travel policy says about food reimbursement. So it can, a lot of times, if I don't know what all we use, that, I mean, what travel means, you know what a travel means, but.
What did
else
we do for
includes-
travel in 22? Audits are 3,500 a May,
That was audited.
That's 16,000.
and now we went up to $16,500.
what they spent. That's right.
We didn't spend a total of 16.5, did we?
No, that's budget, that's just the budget account.
How much did we spend?
I can look at one of our printouts to see how much has been spent so far.
Didn't we have 5,000 put in it the first time, and then in January, we added another 5?
I think so. Let me look and see. I've got, this report goes to June sixth.
Yeah.
It'll tell me how much we've spent, so.
That just seemed like a lot to me, a big increase.
$5,300. 355. Estimated budget current,
Oh, that's good.
13,632.
13,632.
That's this year's. Use this year.
That's what we
That's
used
what's been
this
spent
year.
so far through June 6th.
13,632,
Yes,
Yeah, that's what's estimated on here.
that's what was paid out
That's
yes.
what's paid out so far.
to all the county officials, or
No, this is just him.
This is
that's
my,
just you? That's way too much mileage. Way too much.
It's
For
not-
this county to pay
it's
that much
not,
money.
it's not just mileage.
What is it? Hotel and
Conferences,
conferences.
hotels, all kinds.
Conference fees,
I think what was mileage was, what was it, 4 right now? How much are we up to right now?
How much are we paying now?
Or we mean, you're doing monthly right now, right?
The 14 months that we paid out,
For 45, 46?
that was for 14, that was for 14 months.
Yeah, so we're doing it monthly now. We're billing.
We ain't done
We
nothing in the
stopped.
last
We
couple.
stopped after the last situation about the 20.
Oh, that's awesome.
Where are we at on that policy, what we gonna do?
Lillian's
Lillian's
one,
right.
one,
No, she's dropping one building
Yes.
as far as I can.
yes.
So is this driving your vehicle or a county vehicle?
This is driving my vehicle.
My whole thing about the whole thing, we could get a vehicle and pay for, you know, all the mileage we pay everybody. That's every office,
I just,
have a vehicle.
I got us a vehicle from Allstate donated to us, we got it repaired and sitting across the street, not being used. When it could be brought over,
We could
to
use that too.
be used for 4-H or whoever.
Why
Somebody
haven't
needs
you-
to use that vehicle
They're
for it.
taking it. We've got sticker it and all that stuff.
It needs, the signs need to come off the side.
Yeah,
of
that's
that
what fixing it.
Or use it, it needs to be used.
I mean, does that sound fair, Steve?
Who's taking it, Phil?
If we get a vehicle,
Well, yeah,
for one for you to use here, when
We
we
get-
need it, if it, a good vehicle.
we can get a decent vehicle for me to use.
Yeah.
Carabin's vehicle's starting to tear up.
Yeah.
I mean, there's different vehicles, so that's, you started talking about a fleet, so I got
Yeah.
fleet services to come talk to you. I mean, I'm open-minded about it. That's why I brought her, that's who Curtis uses, so that's the reason why I brought her over to talk to you.
And we won't, it won't be like so much dissension on this if we do that. I mean, really, if just get this and get us a vehicle that would, it'll handle the carrying somebody
When we done?
and just use
That
it.
it suits
Just
you
use
to
it.
drive around.
And if there's a fix, and if it goes down when you're on, if you're out on travel somewhere and it goes down, you know, get me to fix it before we got authorization for you to get a rental vehicle while you're out there while that one's down.
Fine with me. That, absolutely fine.
But each office, you know, it's, yeah, I mean, it's set here a lot until we need it. If we had 3 vehicles here, the van and the small car, and got something to replace that Durango, I don't think we'd have any problems. But they need run, they just sit here, they'll go down as quick as anything, just sitting around. Not here, but we probably need to look later on that, get the Highway and Property Committee to look at that. And probably need to put the old Dodge Durango on Joe deals.
You don't think we need to be fixed?
Well, we could fix it. We went over there, it's supposed to have been at, AutoZone.
Auto Works.
Yeah, he said he never seen it.
It was the other one off of, beside Parker. I
Oh, okay.
misspoke on that. I don't know what they need.
T&M.
T&M is the one that said that he wouldn't touch.
Larry said bring it over, he thought it would fix it. It might bring more if he said it sounded minor. He said you didn't have to, I don't know, it may not.
Are we contracted with anybody to do any mechanical work?
No,
Do we have to take it in certain places?
no.
That young boy that opened up the store up right next to Waterloo,
They have to be licensed and bonded.
he's licensed, I've got a shopper, does really good work, really polite, real quick about it. Gets right on it, tells you what's wrong with it, charges something, fix it. He worked on my truck, buddy of mine's car, and that's what he told me, so I was looking for somebody to do a little work on my, other truck, and she did a good job.
We'll look at it. I've also looked at a mechanic.
Jesse,
the county make this person.
Lived here about 4 years.
Save a ton of money and money.
That's what I'm talking about.
20 years.
All right, so back on this,
Connie, we're gonna hire you full-time bookkeeper this year.
We're budgeting for that just in case. We are budgeting for that just in case.
So we don't have a bookkeeper now?
Got a part-time.
Oh, part-time. That's, Jim?
Yeah. And, is this is your salary, the supervisor director, I didn't think it was. Whose salary is that?
Teresa.
Okay, and who's under, this under Teresa? The 38, is that,
Taylor.
that Tyler? Okay, and then the book, okay.
So is those increases, is that the $3 an hour plus their percentage or whatever?
That's fine. I just
Why
wanna
those
make sure.
increases?
Is this for Virginia?
They're all.
So what we doing on mileage? Feed your car, get your car, or what?
well, we don't have it in the budget for a vehicle.
Cut some corners someplace else we could.
Time to get through with this year, though, we would.
I had looked at one for, one like it, it's about $8,000 a year, probably, payments on for one's comparable to the Durango. Well, actually, it was another Durango. They might want to find, look at something else, but you get something that's sizable, that, yeah, like a SUV,
Increase in.
a larger SUV.
That's what we're discussing now, right?
It's in the budget, it's in the budget, so depends on it.
What's in the budget?
The $3 increase for the sheriff's department.
And the one just the sheriff, or is it in there?
It's on here for everybody.
And the ones that's on the salary, not paid early, got 8% increase, like the judicial commissioner, different boards. Some things don't get paid early, they got 8%. That and $3, that's what, the $3 figured out about 8%. That's what we got, so when you see in your 8%, that's what we got.
It's on. And there's no way at looking at this and doing anything but the $3 an hour, because that's the thing with people that's been calling me is like, why are you doing a $3 an hour across the board?
To be competitive with the city and others.
Just be truthful. We've milked ourselves in a hole for the last 10 years. We haven't done anything. And you've got, inflation's jacked up so much, and if we do give everybody $3 across the board, that's not that really doesn't cover the 8 to 9% inflation that's went up. And it's starting pay. It's hard. Well, I think I had to try to raise a payment on some of these salaries. You'd have to scratch every little penny. And the ones I've talked to, they really didn't have a problem if the raises or the tax rate went up, if it was going to the raises for the employees. And that's the only ones I've talked to, and everyone I've talked to told me they didn't have a problem as long as it went to the employees.
That's what the ones I've talked to said, as long as it went to the employees.
And the other part is on that lawsuit, and really we ain't got nowhere else to go. No, we probably should have long years, and I know guys, it's not popular to raise taxes. I don't like it either. It's all we do is pay taxes on everything.
Well, the thing about it is whatever we do, this is gonna be reoccurring money. Even if we did not raise taxes this year, you've got to have that money coming in someplace. We would have to raise it next year. There's no doubt about it. Even if we had all the money, what we're sitting here, it's gonna be reoccurring. You know, cause you can't pull this air money out of thin air. You just can't do it.
Well, that's all we got to go, well, you said.
That's all we're doing is tax.
Well, you have the wheel tax, which goes to schools.
School. I'm in for the county.
Yeah,
Well, that was one thing that somebody asked too, can we not raise wheel tax?
well, it's
And does it have to
$35
go-
an hour, it's $35.
Does it have to go to the school?
It'll have to
No, it
go,
don't have to go.
you'll have to have it on the
But you-
referendum.
It has to be funded on, I thought that was it.
That and sales tax.
Yeah,
And
and that was the other thing she said, I knew sales tax had to
Yeah.
go.
That's why
And you can only go up
You
to.
don't-
So you're going to vote
Y'all-
it down.
yeah.
35.
What about redoing the census?
It's being worked on right now.
Back 20 years
Because
ago.
we've got a lot more than what they say.
Yeah, it's being worked on. It's, the lady that done our audit
That'll kick us
is
up.
working on it right now.
Wheel tax?
It'll also cost us
Then
something.
we had,
Huh?
then
It'll
we had
cost us
25.
If we go over that, whatever population, it'll raise his salary, it'll raise everybody's salary.
But you should.
But you'll get more.
But
Revenue, it
we're
would be
getting more,
more.
we'll get more.
It would way
More
more.
We get
state
more state
revenue,
money.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's what gets us 35.
That gets our debt service building, Connie,
What?
Got 20 years.
the extra population, that'll give us more money. for the debt
oh,
service.
yeah, they'll,
Not into debt service,
you get so much per person from the state.
like, so gas tax, the
25,
gas tax for the highway,
10,
for example.
Grants.
Grants, stuff like that. Darwin, what they're saying, they're talking about increased revenues, and we were saying, like, the state shared revenues that we get, if the census is increased over a certain threshold, then,
We'll get more money,
yeah,
we'll get more dollars.
and it's not just that,
We're
it's not
losing.
not just highway,
losing a lot of federal dollars.
whatever.
Is there something back here in the revenue that we
Yeah,
go
we
look?
So what are we gonna do on the travel? We gotta get back to that, because that's where we stopped at.
We moved on from that.
I know, but you stopped it. We're not doing it, or we're doing it? We okay in it?
We're not paying anything right now.
We're not paying anything until
We
y'all
gotta
get a
decide
travel
we're gonna try to
policy.
find money to get a car.
Yeah, you need to find that, find some money.
That's what I'm saying, are we gonna try to find money to get a car, we're not doing no mileage? I'm not trying to be smart about it. I know this whole mileage thing all started long ago when we started bucking up, because you didn't wanna drive people around, with beat up vehicles. Now, I don't mind that myself.
I'm not raising my
I know,
voice.
but
Just been sitting here,
that's what all this started about, this whole mileage thing.
it ain't been nothing but a fuss and a
Yeah,
fight
that's exactly
since
right.
day one.
So let me finish, please.
There you go.
So, if we're gonna pay you mileage, then it needs to be something that we can all live with. Every week going out of town to this seminar, that seminar, instead of being here running the county. It's
I'm not
every
going
week
every
it's something, every week it's been something, 2 days here, 2 days there. Hotel, and it's just adding up and up and up, and that's a lot of money for the taxpayers to have to pay. I'm not trying to be hateful about it, but if we got a vehicle out there, let's drive it, let's run the wheels off it. If it needs fixed, let's fix it. That's just the bottom line of it.
But we gotta come up with a policy to go by before.
Well, we gotta come up with a policy to go by, so then this mileage thing, we don't need to okay.
Here's the thing that
I know we
we
have to have some.
discussed, when we get into this, we have people that run these offices. And name one of you guys that runs those offices.
Yes.
And when we come and say, this is what we have to have, and I know yesterday it all sparked from this travel policy when everybody wanted to meet today to go slash everything. It was mainly because of the travel policy on mine. But when we say, hey, we have to have this, I don't travel every day I'm not going every week. Everything is legit that I do. Audit checks me. I'm not out here wasting taxpayers' money. That's not going through my head as how can I make more money.
I didn't say that at all, Steve.
But I mean, that's what you said, really.
But you're gone every week.
Hang on.
You're gone every week.
I'm not gone every week. I'm doing my job.
I know you are,
I'm doing my job with a lot of people on my back screaming and yelling and making this thing. You wanna know how stressful my office is?
It's about as stressful as the commission.
And you know how many people, that wants to tell us what we are doing, how to do our job, and, how much better we can do it, and they ain't ever spent a day in my office. Not a one day.
Stephen,
And the same thing go, I mean, I'm not going out here traveling every daggone day.
we
I'm here.
know, but we've done this 28, 24 years.
I
mean, it's
If
part of I've worked public service for 35 years. You're gonna take heat from the public.
I got,
And you're gonna take it from everybody else, but you just gotta go with the flow and take the punches and do the best we can do.
I'm good until somebody calls me a crook, and I ain't one of those. I'm not a crook.
Nobody's calling you a crook.
I should the same thing, because this is the same thing that they tell us teachers every day. People come in and try to tell us how to do our job. They say, you knew what this job was when you took it. Yeah, we did. And you knew what this job was when you took it.
Absolutely.
So you can't complain about what the job is, and you're making twice as much money as those teachers that had to go get degrees to get their job, and they take more flack than you're taking.
Okay.
So, you know, I don't sympathize with you, because you're making a lot of money
Right.
off this county. And they're not.
I don't
They're
take
putting
my
up with as
pay.
much as you put up with.
I didn't take this job for the pay.
You knew what you was getting.
I knew what I was getting into.
As far as what it had, when
Right.
you took the job, just like us teachers did when we took the job. And we took that for years.
When it comes to
Well, that's all I got to
average
say.
out, I make about $12 an hour to come from Connie.
Let's go on to, so we got the mileage. What we do like we did last year, put 5,000 in it. If we need more, we'll put another 5,000. That work?
Y'all tell me.
Is that gonna cover it?
We gonna buy a vehicle out of that too, or how are we gonna come up with the money to buy a vehicle?
Well, if we're paying out $5,000-6,000, it's not gonna take a whole lot more to come up for a payment on a vehicle.
They ain't $5,000 or $6,000 in mileage in there. Out of 14 months, it was just a little over 4,000.
5,000.
To save
For
some
14
money,
months.
should we jump ahead to what we're paying Chris Massengill? Everything that we're paying Chris Massengill?
Let's take it in line.
Let's take it, man, that went way up in there.
Let's take it in line here. Instead of jumping backwards and
That'll
forwards.
save us some money right there.
Right now, we're just stuck on,
But we put, what was it, Connie, 5,000 last year?
I think so.
And then we went in and
Hold on just a second.
then we needed 5,000 more, we voted on it, put 5,000 more. It's being general funds,
Now let me,
if it comes up.
let's see what was budgeted.
And then meanwhile, we'd be looking for a vehicle. We'd be looking for a vehicle. Does that sound great?
It sounds great.
What is that?
I mean, meanwhile, we'd be looking for a vehicle for that and give deals to Durango.
So instead of 65, it's 55.
Does that sound okay? And then if it comes up more, we can always come back on the travel right now and go.
it'll have to work. I mean, I don't have any other choice, really.
I mean, I'm just asking.
I don't, anything I say, it's just gonna be turned around and thrown back at me. And I mean,
Take it
Or
first.
they had a line item for hotels.
I don't know what to tell you.
It's all in.
Everything's went up, the hotels, all that stuff's went up, foods went up. I don't know.
Stuff's high. Stuff's high. And if it does, if they don't meet the tuition or the fees, we just have to come back up to court and say, hey, we've got, to add this to the travel because we had some
Greg, we initially budgeted 5,500.
555. Okay. Does that sound okay?
Sounds great.
5,500.
Yeah. Instead of 16,500, right?
Well, I just feel like people are everybody is taking it personal. There's nothing personal.
No,
I'm not taking it
personal.
I'm just trying to save the county money.
We all need to be open-minded, but we all need to know that every one of us has got a boss. I've got 6,000 people in Gilpam, Hardy's Chapel, and Fairgrounds. That is my boss, that tell me what to do.
I got 26,000 people, that's my boss.
Oh, the county attorney, we raise their tanker fee, or will be the
What's
same.
moving on?
We did not, we
Do
did not
anything
increase.
change there?
No.
What's that make that buy?
On the election commission, we've got all these elections this year.
2 elections.
Right, we've had the city election too, and
We
we
don't
had
pay
the
anything
primary.
per seat.
We had the primary, plus we've got this election, and we've got the presidential now. But we've had to increase it some. With the maintenance effort with them, we'll be able to drop it back down
Yes.
because of election, right?
Correct.
All right, so
It's just
everybody
based on the number of
understands.
elections.
The reason why this is up on election is because of the election, but when it goes back down, it goes back to the original maintenance effort.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
So that should put us through, y'all ready to move to register of deeds?
So he didn't answer anything new, looks like it's pretty well bare bone, other than the rate, right?
I'm sorry, I'm lost. I thought
Register
we,
deed.
don't register
It's
deeds.
12.
51,600 on page 12.
so we've moved fast.
So we increased it by 25,000 overall, but that's just because of the salary that he needs some increase in medical insurance and data processing, that he's gotta have those. So he didn't ask for anything new really.
To put, 4,000 in equipment,
Yeah, you gotta have some more computers.
yeah. That is, only if it's required, is, he would only ask if it's required.
So I don't think we can really cut anything out of that budget, so.
Now, travel, you think he's gonna be traveling more since you put 1,000 in?
I budgeted 1,000 the year before.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what y'all approved the year before. He
Wouldn't
just
necessarily use that.
He didn't
spent
really.
813.
Okay. All right.
She said 813.
813.
So we
No,
had-
I'm sorry, 656, I was on the wrong line.
Yeah, 813.
Sorry. I'm on the
On
wrong line.
the, explain the planning, is this the planning commission? Is that what that is, the board committee member fees for the
Yes.
planning commission? Can you kind of explain that to everybody just a little bit for me, what that is, that total? So everybody don't understand what the planning commission is, you know.
Okay, you probably would do a better job on the planning commission.
Well, I mean, I can tell them what they're doing, but
But the
from
money-
the funding part,
Okay.
I don't know.
So the board and committee members is just like when we have county commission meetings, the committee meetings.
Right, they get paid for that.
And they usually meet every first Monday of the month.
Right.
And so, there's where the $5,525 comes from. There's social security, and then contracts with government agencies. That is where we pay UCHRA, and they have, UCDD, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
so,
Yeah, with, the development.
They do all the legwork.
I know y'all didn't know that we have to pay what we do.
We have to pay them extra people not to pay.
No, we pay the commissioners, and then we contract with the development district to do the planning for each county, for our county. So that's what that money's for, so.
Oh.
Right. So, I just wanted to make sure everybody understood that. The county buildings, it looks like, it's just normal.
There is, an increase on the county buildings. We put, we had budgeted 100,000, 104.77. We put 200,000 in. And that is, well, like last year we did Hardy's Chapel, this last year we did Hardy's Chapel. But we're probably gonna have to do a lot of work at the courthouse.
Our courthouse is in desperate need,
Where'd that come in at, that, they asked?
700 to 750.
So $750,000 to repair it.
Yes, and that was
That's
if we
Wendy's.
went back to the boiler system that they have. They said they can make it more efficient going away from the boiler and it would go cheaper, but that's just doing the same thing that we had.
So we thought we'd try to do it in phases,
Yeah.
so it would.
So we're gonna do
Electrical
200,
first.
200 this year and two.
Well, no, that
Concrete
covers
all.
all the building maintenance.
Has that caught, that's that new windows and everything?
No, no. This is one thing at a time. This is what we're looking at, electrical first.
We can't get the historical grants no more for it, can we?
We can, and we will apply for that one, but it's small amount.
Right, they
But I mean, we
It's a
appreciate what we can
50/50
get.
max.
On this custodial personnel here, it went from 36 to 43, is that just a $3 increase?
Okay, at the time that I did this is when Jeff was here.
Okay,
Okay, so that would have been what Jeff would have went to.
okay.
So I haven't adjusted it down because the new custodian does not have a number of years of service.
So we've hired somebody for that?
Yes.
Yes,
Who is it?
Trevor, hang on. Oh, Lord,
Is he from here?
yes.
Newberry.
Newberry.
What's our contract for this? For the maintenance, the pay, that is custodial.
Did he have any experience when you hired him?
I'm sorry?
Trevor Newberry, did he have any experience when you hired him?
No,
So he'll start at the low?
yes, he did.
Yeah, he'll start at the top of,
That
Yeah.
started out.
yeah, the start pay.
That's what you. The contract amount is in here too for this building.
Yes, now it's under other contracted services, $399.
Okay.
399.
Okay, so it went up to 40,000, right?
Yeah.
Where we at?
We're under this building.
$399.
Is that just this building?
No, no, that's not, there's other contracts that are included in this, okay? I have not received an increase from Mr. Garrett for the one that cleans this building. There's not been an increase in that service. It's, I think, $2,083 a month that we have to pay for that service. But this is like elevator contract, sprinkler,
They have to be tested
All that
every
other
so
stuff.
often, fire hydrant.
there's a lot of contracts in there.
The fire
It's not
extinguisher.
just one. It makes it look like that. And you can't even tell from here that it's multiple contracts.
Okay. So 399 is multiple contracts?
Yes. And I can get you a list if you need to.
Just real quick, can you tell us what the plan is to maintain the courthouse?
Well, it needs a lot of work. We brought it to the county property, brought somebody in to assess it, go over it, see what needs to be done. He came back with a plan. An oversight plan. He didn't dig into the walls or do down deep and dirty. But from his assessment, they spent a couple of days there looking at what needs to be done, and they came back with the boiler system, the electrical, and the windows and doors, lighting.
It's
It's
been
mainly
45 years
electrical.
since it's been,
It's been a long time.
We're gonna have to go down and get
last
it
time that was remodeled.
down and dirty pretty soon.
We're gonna have to, or we're gonna lose it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's the reason why I put 100 towards it, towards electrical. But I was hoping to have it in a 2-year span. We've got so much in here now.
do y'all need that change to be made on the custodial line item? Even if it's in the budget, we have to go by that salary schedule.
Yeah.
That's verified by
Yeah,
all.
that's fine.
So if we need it changed before, that's fine.
We just change it.
Anything else that y'all see on that?
That has the fairgrounds grant, the water grant, the broadband grant, and it also.
All right, general administration.
Unfortunately, there's not, this one, we don't really have choices on, but if y'all see something, let me know. I haven't gotten all of the information back as to what our liability insurance premium will be, the workers' comp. And then if there are an increase in wages, then it will affect the workers' comp also. So I've just got estimates in there at this point. On page 13.
I know we've already left buildings, but when are they gonna fix this corner?
It's been, we're trying to find somebody, the insurance company's trying to find somebody, Twin Lakes is trying to find somebody, their insurance company's trying to find somebody. We found a place called Wasco Stone, and they have a guy that lives in, I think, Taylor Crossroads area. But they've been trying to get a hold of, doesn't know construction to get information about the color, all this stuff. The people that install or that built it don't want nothing to do with it. It's just been shut down after shutdown. Nobody wants to work
Won't that
on
be
it.
on the blueprint, the color, stone? It's not on the blueprint. Should be all the colors, everything. Ain't that engineered $250,000?
You
Should
don't
be
have
blueprints.
the color pattern and things like that on the stone.
If we got pictures of it, just to get people from talking about it so much, is there any way we could just do some cosmetic? Pull, at least pull the old rock that's just down there on the ground all the time, the old loose rock. And just do cosmetic on the patch, and bring it, help till they come in and replace that. Just because everybody's, they're looking at it and it does look bad, and you could do some type of colored cement to maybe match it, just to, it may not hold it, maybe since the first freeze this winter, it'll probably pop out, but just for cosmetics right now, with that, because we got pictures of it, don't we, and it's already had an assessment, right?
Yeah.
Where, I think we're probably do something like that, just,
We've been,
or it just keep falling out.
it's trying to get somebody to work on it has been the struggle.
Yeah, I'm talking about just
Put caulking or something like that and smooth it
yeah,
out or
patch
something.
kit, yeah, or it just
And
does.
Tracy not
not
working
really.
since maintenance?
There's not really a patch kit for rock, though, it's stone.
Yeah, I mean, you can put mortar in it if you have to, just fill a hole up.
Yeah, until it's taken out. That's something we can look at, but
I mean, they
we was
just,
trying to get somebody just to come fix it.
yeah, but
Instead of just trying to
meanwhile,
smooth it over.
like, you know, I wouldn't care to come up.
It's gotten closer now than it ever has, because Wasco is finally coming up with a plan to fix it. Tracy talked to him, I think, last week, but they're getting a hold of the architect and, because WNO and the architect, everybody having to work together, it's gonna come down to probably Leanne having to step in to get stuff done. That's why we had to fix our air conditioner system.
But yeah, you could put some white caulk in and just fill the crack up. I mean, we could do something like that, just to keep it from water going into that crack and freezing and thawing more until we get it fixed. I mean, if you're talking $5 for a thing of caulk and a spatula.
Tracy should be on it.
Yeah, I mean, that's just me looking at it.
Connie, explain that 51,900 to Gail.
What is that all this, the other general administration?
Okay, like unemployment, you have unemployment, the area back that we pay for the, you see on 299, it says area back, 299. Then there's evaluation and testing, that would be if a new employee comes, they have to be drug tested before they work for the fund.
Okay. Like as teachers and social security and life and all that.
About,
Who exactly is that?
that's all the general fund county employees.
The teachers are?
Teachers.
Teachers.
116.
Oh, the teachers,
116 of them.
that's for the, driving school teacher.
Oh, okay.
That's just once a month class.
Okay.
And they talked about maybe,
Didn't
did we do that?
Raising the fee.
We hadn't
Increasing
yet.
the fee
He
on
was trying to figure out what Putnam County did with that extra money.
Okay.
He was supposed to find that out and bring it back.
I think they're just gonna recommend it go to the general fund, they won't find out for sure later.
Anything else on 51,900? 51,910, the records. 20,000 on the floor.
Who we got doing that?
Pam,
Pam Looper is the one downstairs.
It's 2 days a week, ain't she?
She's 2 days a week.
2 days.
Put it all on the computer or records or how she did.
I don't know.
She's doing the state, whatever state. She's trying to go digital on some things.
Okay.
Um,
I know we were started doing that at one time.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if she picked that up or not, but I know Chris spent some time with her before she left.
Connie, you usually put 500 for travel in.
She's going to,
Yeah,
convention, stuff like that, to find out more things that she needs to work on, things to, how to do her job better.
the Tennessee State Library Association would get her to come to one of the conferences and, she was a new employee, so it was a good thing for her.
County budgeting. 52,100.
Is this you, Bonnie?
It is.
You don't have no travel fund.
I don't go anywhere.
If you do, I doubt you.
I stay here, I'm fine.
You've been with me.
Yeah. I have one in Nashville to try to get the insurance fixed, but
Doesn't look like there's anything out of line on the property assessor's office. Pretty straightforward.
and of course, this is reappraisal, so she had to go up on a couple things, but nothing, the data processing, that went up, but, and then the other contracted services, a very slight increase. That's because it's reappraisal, and it'll go back down next year.
Double pick computers this year for her.
I think she's in good shape, on technology right now.
Okay.
The GIS, after she got her GIS up and running,
Yeah.
it's all good now.
You got her 0 on motor vehicles, you said your vehicle's going bad, Steve?
She's got it in, well, it's been dying on her. She's had it to the shop and come back and it's dying on her.
that's the truth.
At the time that we did it,
Oh,
at the time
okay.
when we put all this together, she wasn't having that many
Yeah,
problems.
she just started
The
it.
truck.
Tracy's trying to help her out with it.
Yeah, I see it there. Okay, yeah, 10,000.
Everybody good on 52,300,
Yes, sir.
52,400, county trustee's office. $52,500, county clerk's office.
Why is her travel increased so?
She has conferences she has to go to too.
don't their employees, and the employees have to go
Sometimes it's training.
Is her bonus checks, are they in here, Paul?
Salary
Salary
supplement.
supplement.
But that's a $3 fee though, right?
Mm-hmm. That doesn't come out of our property tax.
That's what that is, that's it. Account that she goes through. Okay.
Yeah, it is.
Anybody got anything on it?
Also, out of that $3 fee, the part-time personnel, there's a part-time personnel budgeted 34,138. That also will come off of the $3 reserve fee.
Do you know if she's having to use part-time much or?
Where she got 2 part-time?
No,
Just one?
I mean, regular.
oh, is it four?
There's 5 total in their office plus part-time.
What?
It's
Four
part-time.
That's
I
5.
think it's her 4 full-time and 1 part-time.
Circuit court.
Yeah, ain't much you can do there. It's pretty straightforward.
General Sessions Court.
That's just the judge and his, office manager.
I think the judge pays it.
Yeah. All the elected officials pay. That's
Yes, well, I tried, we required a lot of trial.
Yes, yeah, that's the judge.
drug court. It's all by grant.
They increased their travel by 10,000. What's all that?
Drug court.
Why would that be?
It's all grant money, right?
Yeah, it's all federal grant, fully reimbursed.
The whole thing.
Well, they had 32, no, wait, let me see. On travel, they had 32,565.
Okay, so they decreased it.
Century.
12,000.
I'm sorry.
I said, their travel decreased to $12,565.
But that grant has a lot of, rules and restrictions that
How much longer will we get that there? There's time.
Yeah.
Had it for 3 years.
and then I think they reapply and see if they need it again. I think it is a 3-year, yeah.
I thought so.
But then they also got an extra carryover, a carryover grant. I think it's like 64,000. So maybe they can get some more.
I'm surprised that you said opioid money is your counseling.
I think they are applying
They're
for some.
applying.
They didn't apply this year.
They have, I think they have some sources that they can apply directly for. Yeah.
Speaking of that, have you ever heard anything from the lawyer, I mean, especially about insulin and stuff?
I haven't heard anything.
Nobody said anything about it, so. There.
Nothing yet. Century Court.
You don't travel either. Like the rest of it.
Juvenile Court. District Attorney General. Judicial Commissioners.
On the travel for the DA. Is that what you put in every year?
No, he only has a certain amount, and once that's spent down, it'll be zero. So it could be, that 8,000 could, I may have to, depending on what they come up with, to spend it on, it may have to move to in-service training or online classes, or traveling to conferences for that kind of stuff, but it's not what we put in every year. We had so much money, and once it gets spent out, it will be zero.
Thank you.
Judicial Commissioners.
We've got all those hired now, and they're working.
Yes.
Are they working?
I don't know.
The woman, she's not fully trained in this yet. She doesn't feel comfortable, and she's not doing OPs. But Brittany's still working with her, and she was talking, yeah. Yeah.
Could we take a break for just a few minutes?
Yes,
Is that okay?
Take a quick recess.
That kind of day. Basically.
She said she called today and I didn't get a chance to call you back.
Those questions right here, pretty much answered.
Okay, I'm sorry. I've been with Secretary Yeager today and he called and changed all my plans. Needed me to go with him today, so I had to drop everything and go with Senator. When Senator calls, you say yes, sir.
I'm hoping that Senator Marshall, she said that they're dropping the funding on her.
They don't seem real.
We do need, I wish we could get it, maybe refund them.
Well, I've tried, I took it to the White House whenever we were down there, well, not the White House, down when I went down to the U.S. Capitol in D.C., I told them what went on, and asked them to reimburse us because it was a flaw. They said it was more of a state issue. I was like, no, I don't think it is. But, now the eyes are open, but nobody wants to,
They spent $250,000.
nobody wants to pay for it. Does that make sense?
That's what I
They want to do rules and regulations now, but somebody wants to step in and say, let me take care of it.
That's what
It needs to be fixed, but, nobody wants to take ownership. That's set this way for all these years, and doesn't have no words. Take them to what you're supposed to.
history issues. A nephew. A year or two ago, he got, they took care of I don't know, he's so straightened up. Anyway, these people are, I got family.
I like her place become, well, we've got places here, I don't think they do like counseling or something like that. I think it's an in-house place over, Clark Street. You still digging wells? Like, water wells?
Waterways, yeah.
You know, I'd like to have one over on the barn, but the water garden and stuff with. What is one they run?
I'll have to go up on the price of steel. It goes up and down.
You know, I've got an existing, well, but it hadn't been used, and Lord, my wife and I have been married 19 years. It went dry on us probably 2 years into our own marriage, so, yeah, I've been used for about 16, 17 years.
Sometimes they come back.
Yeah, well, there's plenty of water. There's plenty of water around. So I say it's full. I just need to get back on it. But I was wanting to move it on a different spot of land, like, if we was to build a house on the land, I would have a well. It's just better for your crop, that way not putting chemical water, city water, it's got chlorine. I just think the crops should be better water than oil. I knew, a friend of mine at spring, and they watered theirs out of spring. Their crops.
I used to do it for 7 years.
Sure enough, because the price of steel so high. I tell you, we hadn't made our. And I told her for this night, I'm gonna go ahead and get a well for the garden. I just and who knows, might need it one day. There ain't too many well diggers left.
I'm getting where I can do it.
Yeah.
How many years ago was that been? I said, I know, there's something to drive. I was 16 years old, I'm 73. Oh,
That's at least 20 years ago.
At least. On the, train. You know, I'm 18-year-old, ready to be out on the road. That's like being a 10-year-old, loaded you know? I don't think so. Yeah. Riding with other people, because we use English.
4 weeks in school, 4 weeks.
So 8 weeks, 8 weeks you're ready to get the highway. Anything to get you more.
Are we ready to get back?
Yeah.
Who are we waiting? I can get you, brother. I can get you down here.
That's the reason I have treatment.
Oh, you're fine. I got 10 pots. It's,
I guess my slushy.
all right, we'll get on to public safety. This will be your sheriff's department.
On the sheriff's department, when he brought me his budget, there was 4 or 5 items that he had to increase, like vehicle, parts, maintenance, our contract that we have with Southern Health Partners at the jail. We are, going to extend some of the hours there so that they'll have coverage on the weekends. So, that's, we brought very few changes, but you can look at that and see.
Administrative officer, that's the sheriff, right?
Let me make sure. Yes, and then that's a state mandated amount.
What page Joe got?
17.
At the very bottom, Roger.
It's 18.
Fix and turn on that.
Their, new vehicles that they got here a while back, do we know how long it's gonna be before they're on the road, or the hold up is on those, or?
I think they're waiting to get the radios put in them.
Radios.
I saw them sitting there David, they've done got them driving.
Yeah.
And name.
You got his new cars?
Yeah, black with yellow, black with yellow, right on there. It looked good from the road, I don't know.
What do we, any questions on their part down there?
We're doing sheriff's, any questions?
Stephen,
Yes, ma'am.
that's salary supplements.
Salary supplements, line 140,
Page 18.
page 18.
Okay, the sheriff's department, there's the deputy employees, they get a supplement from the state.
Oh,
Yeah, it's like what they're trying to do for the ambulance, or I think they have, but we haven't seen the money yet. They're gonna try, so that's what that is.
Is the state still kicking in the money for SROs?
Wait, what do you mean?
The SRO officers, school district, the state paid for so many times. Are they not doing it this year? It was just a 1-year thing?
Okay, now, we got $300,000 for the SROs last year, but that was for vehicles and equipment. But in the past, there was like 2, SROs that the school grant paid for. But nobody was.
I thought the state was paying like
$75,000
each.
The governor pays, they pay the bill,
Oh,
or
that
they
one
paying,
time.
oh, is that just
Was
a
it one
one
time?
time?
That's, I haven't seen,
I thought that was for like 3 years or 5 years or something like that, and it would go down for weaning off.
I can look and see, but no.
Yeah, last year we got 300,000 the program.
But a lot of it's
Overtime. SRO officers. She was wondering why did if they went up to 234, 575 Tony.
School resource officers?
Must have happened.
That's quite a jump.
What? What time?
57,000.
It depends on the years of service.
170.
Okay.
If they've had turnover and are replaced with someone with,
Back up.
That's got years of service.
if their years of, like if they've had some more replacements, yeah.
And that includes that $3 too, for all of them.
Yeah, everything's good.
Anything on this page?
They may not have to use all they've got in three different parts, since they're fixing to put the new cars on the road. They take some of the old cars off.
We're always hoping of that, but with road trucks, they never know.
Well, that's true.
Will we,
Ah,
Steve, that money, when they sell them old cars, does that come to us?
It goes back into their budget.
what?
When they sell their cars, it goes back towards vehicles. It doesn't go to our general fund. It goes to ours.
Unless we do a budget amendment
Right.
specifically repurchase.
So when they sell, I thought it went back towards the purchase of their vehicles.
Only if, not necessarily.
Not
In the
necessarily.
past, most of the time they just.
All the sales of equipment, everything goes back into general fund.
Yeah. Now, if they say we need a replacement,
Yeah,
then we do a budget amendment, but unless you see the amendment, it's not done.
Are they getting to go to their, in-services and stuff now, Tony?
What?
Are they getting to go to their in-services and stuff now?
I don't know, that would be up to the sheriff and the jail.
They have to have.
Well, I'm asking
insurance.
you about the travel here, because you know, they're traveling enough, so.
Quite a bit.
Well, their in-service they have to go get.
I know they do the
But I
in-service.
think
40 hours a year.
Right, but I think they've got this guy in the jail that is gonna be coming to the jail to do training, because we had a meeting with him.
Oh, yeah.
And when he was
Smart
there,
guy.
they were talking about when John was asking for the money in salary, and all that, and that guy said that they're gonna start doing in-house training there to help the job.
The problem is, I mean, that would be great if they do that.
Yeah, they do that.
Because when there's turnover, each one of those new employees need their training.
Right.
Yes. So. But this is, sheriff and jail employees, so
Okay.
that's both sides.
So that's both sides in that
Yes,
travel?
uh-huh.
Okay.
And we are collecting, if they, we pay to go from go to school, and then they quit after that, then we are collecting
Yes.
back to school.
And you got to drive to jail and 3 feet from what?
3,000.
On jail and 3 feet 5.
There's 5 of them. Rocky, Chris Rocky. Chris.
Jail, 355, doctor's
5,000.
And then one more.
That's where all the travel comes out.
The other part is,
Sheriff and jail comes in on that side. Insert training, no,
Chris one.
it all comes out.
Chris Rocky,
so we'll move on, special patrols. It's all the same, besides salary, deputies. Gasoline was higher.
Most of that's recovered with the litter grant contract.
Most of that under that special patrol.
Special patrol is, yeah, it's a state litter contract.
Then you got your jail.
Man, medical review, 30,000.
Yes.
Lieutenant, that's more than the jail administrator.
That medical sign that y'all just saw, they've extended the hours of services that the Southern Health Partners are present on site.
Okay.
Okay?
Tell me again, I didn't quite understand last night on the litter grant for removing Mitch under the jail. How we're gonna use our, we're still, you said last night, the money's still gonna come to the county executive. How you gonna, him working over there, are you just gonna transfer the money to the sheriff? So you'll just pay him directly, but he answers to the jail?
Yes,
So that we can do that?
yes.
I didn't realize we could.
we're just gonna administer the litter contract
Yes.
from our office.
But we're gonna pay it out of our office, we're gonna pay it to his supervisor.
Exactly.
Right? Okay. I wanna make sure, because somebody asked me about that.
He has to be considered a corrections officer.
Yeah,
It is new and it's an odd
yeah, it's,
situation to be in,
yeah, it's not been, yeah.
but,
So do they have to do so much traveling too there, Barney?
hey Mitch,
No, the jail.
okay, now, were y'all looking at in-service training earlier or travel? Because
They're on
travel on the jail. Okay, travel for the jail is included for all deputies and corrections. It's the travel for them to go to their conferences, their trainings.
Lisa. 6,000.
There was also, an increase in the building maintenance.
I see that.
Yeah. medical, I think it was 4% maybe. I don't remember exactly the number, but they also increased the number of hours that they're there, so that increased it as well. It's a contract with Southern Health Partners.
So is this medical insurance for prisoners or those?
What number are you looking at? If you're looking at 340,
207.
207 is the medical insurance for the employees. Yeah, and last year, they have 66 employees, and I had 33 on one side and 33 on the other. But when I looked at where they really were, I needed to adjust those numbers as to the number of employees. But it's $7,850 per employee. And that's the expected amount. It could come in a little higher or lower.
Any other questions on the jail? Not, we'll move to fire prevention and control.
What is, 316 contributions?
Okay, in the past, we would pay their insurance premiums, and now that we're not allowed to do that, this is putting the contribution straight to the,
So they
to
can
the fire
pay.
association for
I
them to
know
pay.
you're talking about.
Yeah,
So that's why it went up from.
yeah, because you would, yeah,
Yeah.
Civil defense.
On that, back up on the fire,
Yes.
the VFIS, we're not doing that this time?
We're legally not allowed to pay their insurance. They have to do that on their own.
That's it.
but that's why we're still giving them an increase.
You can make a donation, but you're not allowed to. Just make a donation for something because they're a non-profit.
So we're increasing one.
To offset, yeah.
And then
So
the
it's still falling, but that way they went slow.
civil defense,
Okay, civil defense director. Who is that?
Chris.
That's Chris? $6,991.
see,
And that's gonna be, what's his name out on the number? Eric Stevens.
Eric, can take that over?
I thought he said only if he got both the 911 director and
Really?
ambulance director.
If he does, then Eric's taking that over, he's giving that out.
thing on that.
Eric's, corner too.
Next, we got the rescue squad, it's 10,100.
Just had a question, sorry. The civil defense office, where's that located?
Over behind 911. Where they keep all their equipment and stuff.
Actually, when we're behind on one is where, the rescue squad, is that a part of it, civil defense part of the rescue squad?
Their equipment, they rent a bay over there at the rescue squad to keep some equipment in, but that's where the civil defense equipment is behind 911.
I didn't know, I mean, you got electricity, the $1,500 and all that, and maintenance on the building and so forth, so I didn't realize that.
The electricity, I think some of those expenses are for the towers. Towers.
Okay, that makes sense. When it says building, it just,
Yeah.
it was the tower, so that makes sense.
Yeah, generators.
Right, okay. So you got,
It's electricity goes in, you gotta have a generator.
exactly. That makes sense.
And that 2,700 for other contracted services is, what is it for the radio? What's that? What's the radio, you know, like where they notify? It's the radio system, right? It's the communication system that the sheriff's department also pays and like service.
For the active.
Active 911, yes, thank you.
Any other equipment? What's other equipment, $8,000?
That was a trailer that we got enclosed trailer to keep the, barriers and stuff had to be kept into a movable, ready to go, at any time trailer. So all your barriers and stuff like that is loaded into that.
We got all that donated to us, we just had to come up with a trailer, to keep it for if anybody needs to come and get it quick, or any from any other county around here.
It's gotta be ready to go at any time.
And that electricity and stuff he was asking about, they've got that EMA building out there at the highway department. Yeah, they keep stuff in town.
Anything else on civil defense? Rescue squads, 10,100, same. The other emergency management contributions,
What is that?
that's what we give to 911.
So we're giving them 50,000 extra.
50,000 extra to offset, raises. They're gonna do $1.50 raise towards their employees, and we give them $1.50 to match it, to give them a $3. Yeah, they start at $11 an hour.
That's good. Yeah. That's a stressful job.
The coroners, medical examiners,
How many is in that? How many medical examiners is in there?
Okay, that's not to pay a medical examiner. Our medical examiners are free.
Okay.
That's to
what
pay
I'm
for the
talking-
autopsies.
That's for the autopsy?
Yes.
Okay.
And that number increases. I'm sure that number.
yeah.
But it also protects us from a lot of liability issues. So.
Something happened to my house, I'm doing all
Me and Michelle's already covered that.
Just gotta carry it on.
Public health.
That local health department, the grant, they reduced the amount because we don't have a dentist.
They was trying to find a dentist.
When we get that money to build the health department, will we be running that through the health department?
Our office, yes.
We actually met on that today.
And we will be putting that in the capital projects fund to keep the money separate. And that way we can, track the refund, time of refund. Put in 500,000 out of the debt service to start that capital projects fund. And then at the end, unless y'all say otherwise, it will go back to the debt service fund.
Anybody else got anything on that? All right, 55-130, the ambulance service.
Director's position, if he's just interim, why are we paying him $98,728 in interim?
That is,
I know because you're basing that on his time of service, for here, but it shouldn't be if he's just an interim. Just take care of it. If we're gonna, pay him, he said he'd do it for 50 and lower his other salary down, and we need to do that before we do this, or we need to hire a director for that.
Well, I asked him to put it in there, because, and that's my opinion. Guys, I hate to lose a full-time position here. We need full-time for the ambulance director. And Chris does a great job, if Chris wants to take
He
the
does a
ambulance,
good job, but-
if he wants to take the ambulance
But
director.
paying him, $98,000 and another $69,000.
Well, no, we'll have to find somebody for 911.
But we're budgeting to pay somebody right now, $98,720. So that means this fiscal year, he'll start out at that top rate. He doesn't need to, he's just in. That's what I'm getting at.
They're
When's
just
that gonna
paying,
take
no,
care of?
they're just paying
Right now, he's getting paid hourly.
$38 an hour he works, or $43 an hour, and he works 38 hours a week. That's $86,000 a year. That's more than he's making now. That's a lot of money to be paying somebody that's just in.
But we need.
I know, he does a great job.
And
I'm not
I don't know-
opposed to.
I don't know how
making
anybody
it.
else feels, but we need a full-time position.
We do.
For each one.
So-
Because Chris may not be here forever, and then we need a full-time
And he's got a
position.
full plate.
Because 911 has to deal with Pickett County
I
and
agree, I
Overton
agree
County
with
to
you.
do
This is
all
mapping.
the mapping.
He makes that, how much he make off the map?
He doesn't. We don't even
Does he not get nothing on the map?
we actually charge
Well,
the new
the way
address.
it's set up here, that's close to $200,000 a year for one person.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, no, just hear me out. It's just the director's position here is 98,000.
Yeah, we just had him to
Position at 911.
he come in with 50,000.
The
We
civil
had,
civil defense, that's another, I know, but he did, but we're not paying him that 50,000. We're paying him,
hourly right now until we
yes,
get things worked out.
$43 now. I understand that he's been here a long time, he's doing it, but like I said, he's just interim. That man right there was running, that kinda got snowballed in that whole deal on there, but if he's gonna run both of them, and we're gonna combine them, then we need to come up with some kind of
I can't see us
figure
combining.
to do
I
that.
cannot see us combining those two
Well,
positions.
if we're not, then we need to.
We don't, if we do that, might as well combine him with the
Well,
dumpster,
he does a great job, I agree.
sanitation department.
Running
Combining
everything,
that
but
position.
it's just a lot on his plate, and I don't know how long he can stand to do all that, you know.
Well, that's
He's
just my
already had one
opinion.
heart attack.
Why are we putting off filling that position?
Right now, he is an interim, he's getting things, straightened out over there, getting policies put in place.
He's doing a good job.
He's doing a good job.
He is.
But
Now,
we need to make the decision though.
Before this budget's passed, we need to make a decision on, because if we're gonna hire somebody, then we need to get that out there, that we're gonna hire somebody for that position. Lower that salary down some.
so if you go by years of service, if Shane was still running it, his salary would have been 85,000. So you're getting hung up on salary, but, that goes by years of service. Chris has 38 years. And so any director, even if we had Jim still in there, Jim would have been the same. If not more than Chris.
But we don't, and so you can't
What
take
I'm
into
saying
effect
is-
his years of service, he's just interim.
Even if it wasn't Chris, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's the reason why it's in here, in case we don't combine them. That's the reason why that number's here. Even if we don't combine them, we'll have to have a director, and that's the reason why it's a full price
But
instead
that's
of 50.
based on years of service.
Yeah, this is for
But-
next
It
year.
could go down.
For next year's budget. we had
That's for next year's
projected.
budget.
Yeah, I know.
But if, let's say, somebody under Shane that does not have as many years of service, then that number would go down. It wouldn't be the 98,000, am I right?
Yeah.
It would have to go down to their years of
So what I'm
service.
getting at is then, we need to take that back for that budget at the year
But
end.
you wouldn't know, we ain't hired
No.
anybody, so you won't know what their salary is gonna be.
So, can we not?
Even if I hire somebody that's got 40 years' experience, the number would go up.
Yeah, I understand that.
So you're wanting this fixed before we do the budget, because we need to put the 50,000 if that's what he's gonna get.
That's
Or
what
whatever.
we need to do.
Well, no, that's why I asked. We wanted a full-time, I wanted a full-time position.
You want somebody else in there running it?
No, I'm fine with Chris.
But we need one
But we need to
up.
go through an interview process and it needs to, if he's a
I do
qualified.
I do the hiring of the directors, y'all do, you have to approve if the person that I hire. But he is running as an interim over there to get it straightened up.
He's plenty qualified for the job.
He is plenty
I've got no doubt
qualified.
that He's got plenty of experience. Does a great job, but we're just.
Well, I don't care if the
waiting
county
for
commission
God.
does the interviews, you need to do an interview, but it needs to be advertised. All these positions need to be advertised and competitive.
Right.
And that's just fair.
Yeah, because somebody's gonna throw a discrimination lawsuit, I didn't know anything about that, you know what I mean?
And then in
And
the
we should be
future,
having a
guys,
problem with that, should we?
Yeah, and if he remained interim 6 months or a year until we got somebody in there, you know, at least
That's
you.
why he's still an interim, because we
Well,
ain't got it
I
ready
know, but
to hire
but we
anybody.
hadn't taken
No,
any steps
we
to
need to
do
get that took care of.
So we need to do that. In the meantime, if he's doing that, let him do it, and you concentrate on getting that set up to where we can hire somebody or interview somebody for you to hire. If we're not gonna put him in there.
We're paying big money right now, hourly.
That's
So we
what
need
I'm
to get that
saying.
took care of.
That's a lot
One
of
way or the
money
other.
on top of what he's already
Right.
making. You know? And what I'm saying, nobody's working 80 hours a week. He's working 38 there. Who was running 911 for the other 40 hours?
And I'm not saying he's not qualified, he is, but we just need to get it took care of.
Plus, taking ticket count here. He's just got full plate there, so we need to adjust his salary, adjust his hourly wage. When you're he's not opposed to lowering his salary, he told us that.
No.
So if we could get that squared away, you know, I understand budgeting for that.
All right.
I'm gonna say something, this is a sore spot with me because of the way Shane got treated over there. And I don't think he was making anywhere close to $85,000 a year. He calculated his salary one day and he wasn't even making $12 an hour. So he got treated like crap
For the time it's
there, and because he didn't get the support he needed here. Chris has added foremans in here, $158,000 a year to do the job over there. That Shane was doing it, plus everything else, plus working the truck. So, that's my say on it. He got treated like crap.
I believe it was kind of set up deal from the get-go.
Yes, it was set up.
The way it all come about. So either we hire a new director or adjust his salary to make it everybody happy. You know,
right now, I don't, it just mean I don't agree with both two jobs.
No, I don't know. I think it needs to be
It needs to be,
decided.
we need to hire somebody.
Yeah.
we don't need to lose a position.
Right.
And we can't lose, 911 can't run part-time over there.
No, and it is right now.
Ambulance sure can.
Ambulance sure can't, and he does a great job of interviewing, and I hate to lose him in either spot, but you can't encompass, plus, we looked at that, you know, on that one thing they talked about, like a conflict of, not conflict of interest, it was, I forget, there was a law incompatible with positions that you can't run two at the same time.
Randy Porter, Overton, or Putnam County, mayor.
I don't really care what Putnam County's doing.
Well, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
it
but I
wasn't
really
a
don't
law.
care what Putnam County's
Because
doing.
he was 9 directors,
Yeah.
but he wasn't doing it.
It's not there.
See,
Well,
they
Overton
probably
County can
had,
handle it how they want to. I
they
think
probably had the
Overton County needs one
supervisors and all
director.
that under him doing stuff for him. Just never do it all.
Okay, Shane, what are you saying?
He was talking about Randy having all those spots, and I said, yeah, but he's probably got supervisors, whatever you wanna call it, under him, doing stuff for him, and not having to do it.
The county's paying somebody else to do what he's.
We can't compare Public County at all,
They've got a larger county too.
I'm not trying to
That's
compare.
what I'm saying.
I'm just saying,
Okay.
let me get the law.
So we need to get,
Incompatible law, that's what I'm
so
saying.
we can say,
That makes sense.
you can have more money towards another thing. It's just a lot of, I know it's a lot of work for you to switch it all back around, but yeah, I know you're overworking, you're under.
No, no, it's somebody else.
It's up to Barno, he's got to make that decision.
Chris has got it. And probably need to sit down and talk with him, Steve.
All of us, so that'd be a good idea.
Just needs to be advertised.
I'm not opposed to doing it until we hire somebody, you know. He's doing a good job of it.
He is, but we need to figure it out.
Yeah, we need to adjust that salary.
Then we won't need the 3 supervisors.
Yes, exactly.
We can do that next meeting. Make a motion to go ahead and fill a position. Or, that's what I said, next meeting, not this meeting.
Next budget
I said,
meeting.
the next time we can, if you wanna handle like that, give them a 4-week period to do the interviews and select a.
Next budget meeting.
Select a individual for that. Oh, we can do that, and we can get this taken care of quick. We can do that with the vehicle. We can make a motion the next meeting to put it into the Highway Property Committee to end up selling that other vehicle and going ahead and purchasing another. We can do that the next meeting, because we've drug around on this stuff too dang long. This is dragged out, Stephen. You keep saying, wait till he gets it fixed. Wait till he gets, I'm working on it, it's gonna get fixed. It needs to get fixed. And if you can't hurry up with it, we're gonna put a deadline on it for you. Does that sound good?
Sounds great.
Okay.
Let's move on. Anybody else got anything on the rest of it?
So what you do on, we get the $3 over there, start paying, and we put you for, right, all these you get $3 to, all the costs of the paramedics and the EMTs, all get the $3, that's all part of it, and their service. That's why so many are hired,
Yes.
you know, even for service.
Yes,
You did take out the assistant director.
I did, yes.
Anything else on this?
Have they got a full, crew over there now?
No. No workload.
Still don't? Sheriff got his guys back?
Nope.
This week.
He's still
They
6 pounds.
had three new hires this week.
All right, nothing else. Moving on to the mental health center on page 22.
The tuition, was that for when you people were hiring the 37.5, was that just continuing education for the current? We got,
It's 356.
it's on page 21, it's, you know, it's
356.
37.5 for tuition.
That's for new paramedic, like if
That's
someone
the
goes to
new-
school for
That's the
paramedic.
paying, goes to work.
Yes.
I think they've got a class started right now, right? With so many kids.
Do they have
That's
one now?
that's a EMT class is going on.
Ball
We've got
State's
2
doing
in
it.
paramedic school right now.
How's that working with the drivers that were hiring?
I think it's never had one, brother. The
Well,
drivers.
are they enrolled and going to school like we said they were gonna do?
Yes,
only
they
hire
have to
drivers
be
in-
enrolled. They have a year to be graduated, from whenever their hire date, and they can't,
You got three.
you got 3 years? I thought it was a year to
That
be in
was 3
school.
drivers.
3 drivers.
Yeah, you gotta be licensed within a year.
Yeah, you gotta be licensed within a year.
Okay, so how long does that take to get licensed? 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 10
Oh,
weeks?
Lord, no, well, you gotta go through EMT or EMR school.
I mean,
They gotta get certified in something
It's
first,
3
right,
months, 6
thing to
months.
drive by.
Yeah,
And it's not very long, is it?
no, it's 3 months. Something
3
like that, 6 months.
For
Yeah.
EMT,
Yeah,
3 months.
They've
They've already started on that.
just depends on how many days a week they go and how many hours it is.
Yeah, they just started their class. Anything else on that part? We'll move on to 55-310. Stay the same.
That's, what we share with, we pay, quarterly contribution to the platform and health center.
Okay, nothing on that. We'll go with 55-900. Public health and welfare.
Nutrition,
What is it?
it's, Miss Betty, the nutritionist.
Is that for the
Meals on Wheels, right?
Meals on Wheels at the senior center?
And you'll go down to the senior citizen assistance. That's for Miss Betty, and she's got part-time personnel too.
Now, you'll see the negative 30,000, that's a one-time grant that she got this time that had to be spent by June 30.
Yeah.
And then she got an $8,000 grant that has to be spent by June 30. And all that's, going to this senior center, itself and to help deliver meals.
That's awful low. We're doing Meals on Wheels and they've only got $200 for gas, well, that seems awful low.
The gasoline would be up here in the 4,000. On nutrition,
I was looking at the so-called,
Yeah.
okay, gotcha, thank you.
Where's it at?
Vehicles they got.
Just about paying in their car.
What's the nursing home doing with their 2 vans?
Well, one right now is going, right now, they're having it one thing.
I mean, they don't
They
deliver food.
transfers, no, they don't, they got away with their.
Yeah, they had to.
Yeah,
State made.
yeah.
But I didn't know, I remember I asked Jennifer about the vehicle, but, because it was set up for, it's hard to transfer people in, it was mostly set up for that food
Right,
service.
right.
That was a food service.
Yeah, no, I was talking about the babies.
Yeah, that's, oh, you're talking about the big vans, I'm talking about the little blue
Okay, no.
food service.
No. I can ask.
It's still over here.
I thought those could be go to, might transfer those to Wheels on Wheels.
She had to.
Well, the nursing home, who's running for the nursing home?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure if they need it, they'll
Yeah.
But I don't know.
The library, 56,500. It's still a little bit more in the part-time personnel. Salary, okay, them to bring their part-time up to 24 hours.
I haven't made that adjustment yet, but I will.
So that doesn't show in these.
No,
Okay.
it doesn't.
You said they went 24 hours, right?
Yeah.
Anybody got anything on that? All right, down to 56,900.
That's where we paid the ballpark 25,000 for the ballpark to the city. And then our, some of our nonprofit contributions are in there.
What do we get out of that 25,000 for the ballpark?
You get a lot.
What?
The city has, worked out an agreement with us, for the 25,000 that we paid every year.
We're getting an increase, of the local option sales tax that goes to our solid waste fund. And it is, significantly more.
Of course.
Watch us well.
I found it out earlier.
Next, 5710, agriculture extension services.
That's just keeping our required percentages. So 22 random. 22%.
I'll accept the one minute 25. Utility issue pays this.
We certainly get our money's worth out of that.
Yes.
Yes, we do.
And there you'll see, you know, we got the sign grant before, so it's back to zero, but we've got the sign.
And their travel, we pay their mileage as well. Moving on to soil conservation. Nothing on that, we'll go to tourism. And your industrial development, that'll have, what all is in that, engineering services contributions, that's over to the chamber. That's the 21,000 we pay every year.
The first line is, putting back the tourism fund.
The tourism fund, yeah.
And that comes from the hotel motel tax.
There's, oh, it's over on another line, I was thinking about the
Architects.
road sign or something like that, somewhere. We have to, there's a light that we have to maintain over by Pennington's.
Oh, that stop line.
That stoplight is
We
there.
maintain that. I maintain
It's the highway
Highway.
department, highway department, okay.
There's about 4 of those we have to maintain. The one at Big Springs, that one.
In
Millhound, and the one out on 84, and then the big light there at the 84 intersection there. So there's 2 on 84 we maintain.
So they're usually really good about installing them for free, but then the monthly
Yeah.
maintenance, yeah.
And then lights ain't cheap, but,
They had contacted me about something, wanted to be in, it's the reason why, top of my head, something about inspection or something, I think Rocky contacted. I think y'all handle that,
yeah, it should get, it's inspected every year.
The economic and community development,
The travel, 5,000, is that for you?
that was for going to the economic development, traveling.
Mileage.
Yes, ma'am. Mileage, conferences, because we have to go to TVA, economic development, state economic development. There's certain economic development places that we go to learn, and conferences and things like that. It's not just all mileage, it's conferences in there too.
What was we paying, Ray? If we don't pay anybody to do that anymore, when she took it over. We paying Ray how much a year? I don't remember. It was, we paid quarterly, didn't we?
He only got paid if he wrote something or done something, didn't he, Connie?
Yeah. See, I think it was used to be under $5.99, let's see.
It's not over. 165, 200.
That fellow you fired,
I'm sorry.
that fellow you fired, that was in your,
Yeah, that one.
Then we got, airport, our contributions towards the hangar, it's our half of the hangar, and then we'll pay, grant matches, a certain percentage of that with the city. That's the same, and then our veteran service, this is still considered as a part-time. She's, wanting to go 5 days a week. This in here is the same as 3 days a week. We haven't added that on there yet. We haven't got the okay to go to 5 days a week yet, so in here reflected in the budget is the 3 days a week. Office.
Won't we have to decide on that before we do this?
We need to make a decision
You
before
don't
we,
have to, you don't have to, I mean, if you decided in July, for example, we could do it then,
yeah.
But, I mean, we need to know how much we
but as of right now,
need
it's
to allow for, yeah.
yeah.
Veterans Committee, that is, you know, make a decision on that.
Salary. We were-
Salary.
They canceled it last week.
Oh, okay, so you gotta wait till they You got a salary meeting coming up?
My concern is what she's advising them to get rid of their Medicare.
She is.
She's been doing, telling them to get off their Medicare as soon as possible.
I'll say that.
I don't know where
I've met with her, Robbie, and we can discuss that here in a little bit. We need to stay on the budget, if we can. And I don't mean to be rude or sound rude or anything, but that's, we'll discuss that in private if you don't mind. Has anybody got anything else on the veteran services?
When's your next salary meeting?
It was to be determined, I think, the last time.
We could set one, who's our salary to?
6, and they got canceled last Thursday, so I don't know about scheduling. I think we're right.
She could meet with us. What's the reason, the last week she couldn't, maybe need to find out when she can meet.
Nobody told her.
Nobody told her anything about it last week.
What she told me.
So we can schedule one here. 4 weeks, minutes, we can schedule a salary, meeting. Moving on, contributions to other agencies. We have 20,000.
And UCHRA and UCDD,
Third,
that's not
that's their grant. They write grants and things for us.
Who does
Their
that?
dues went up. UCDD and UCHR.
They do pretty much work with on the grant. Yeah.
Moving on to there's the road signs that I was talking about on page 26. Page 26, we got the 9,000 for the road signs, they keep going up, we keep having to replace them.
It comes out of the
Yes.
county, highway department.
It's all right.
The name of the road comes out of ours, the sign itself, but then the
Speed
speed
limit.
limit is high.
It was, I done over $100,000 grant, I got 30,000 of it.
The 64,000 here, that's Mitch, that's another litter grant that's gonna be going through over to, it's gonna be ran through our office, what we discussed just earlier.
And because, we're limited on the grant funds, and you will not see you won't see the $3 increase, but you would get it, it's just, it would work fewer hours.
Right.
And that's it.
Instead of working 40 hours a week, he'll work,
I think right now he works 4 days a week,
yeah,
so
okay,
we'll just have to calculate it down.
okay, gotcha.
So we got everything on here except, nonprofit. And we can look back through the minutes on that, we can come up with that one. It's like it's been about a month, so I'll run off my head. Before it was, not a whole lot changed. Thank you guys.
That is, we are dismissed.
You'll love it.